Every night, without realizing it, you may be sleeping in a position that silently increases the risk of affecting your circulation and, with it, your brain health. You go to bed feeling fine, just like any other day, but in the morning something might feel different: confusion, weakness, trouble speaking, or difficulty keeping your balance. It's not about what you had for dinner or how much physical activity you did. It's about the position you stay in for hours while your brain is at its most vulnerable. Many people over 50 believe that circulation problems or cerebrovascular events only come from obvious habits like smoking or eating poorly. However, in my practice, I've noticed a different pattern: nighttime routines, seemingly harmless habits, and positions that feel comfortable but slowly increase the risk over the years without you noticing. Today, I want to help you identify 7 nighttime postures and habits that can raise that risk as we age, and explain why the brain becomes especially sensitive to them after 50. Stay until the end, because the last habit is one of the most common among older adults and also one of the most overlooked. Before we continue, tell me in the comments how old you are, where you're watching from, and how you've been sleeping lately. That information helps me tailor these videos for you. And if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the daily health videos I prepare for you. Let's begin. The first risk appears when you sleep completely flat on your back without elevating your head. This position may feel natural, especially if you've slept like this for years. Many people choose it because they believe it's good for the spine or because they feel they breathe better. But as we age, this position can work against your brain. When your head stays at the same level as your heart for several hours, the return of blood from the brain becomes less efficient. In a younger person, blood vessels adapt easily, but after 50 they become stiffer and less responsive. This makes blood linger where it shouldn't, especially in the early morning hours, when blood pressure naturally rises. Throughout my years of experience, I've seen many older patients wake up with cloudy thinking, weakness on one side of the body, or difficulty coordinating their movements. It's not always sudden. Often it's the result of small changes that accumulate over time. I remember the case of Ernesto, a 67-year-old man who came to my office because he woke up dizzy every morning and with blurry vision. The first thing we checked was his nighttime routine, and we discovered he had been sleeping completely flat for decades. We adjusted his pillow height to slightly elevate his head, and within just a few days he began waking up more alert. A small adjustment can make a big difference. A gentle incline helps gravity work in your favor and supports blood flow. The key is not lifting the head too much, so the chin doesn't push toward the chest and create extra pressure. And if sleeping totally flat already carries a risk, the next position can create an even more serious type of strain. The second dangerous posture is sleeping on your stomach. Many people choose it because it gives them a sense of stability or relief from back discomfort, but as the years pass, this position can affect blood flow to the brain. When you sleep face down, your neck must turn to one side so you can breathe. This sustained rotation can narrow important arteries that carry blood to the back of the brain. In younger people, the body compensates with ease, but after 50, blood vessels don't adjust the same way, and even slight prolonged pressure can reduce blood flow. This reduction doesn't hurt and doesn't wake you, but over time it can affect oxygenation of brain tissue. I've treated many older patients who wake up with neck stiffness, dizziness, or balance problems that slowly improve during the day. And it's not always simple muscle tension. Many times, these are early signals that nighttime circulation is being compromised. Sleeping on your side with your head aligned with your neck allows blood to flow freely. It's not about achieving a perfect position, but about avoiding unnecessary compression on the vessels that nourish your brain for hours at a time. And if neck position can affect blood flow, the next habit disrupts something just as important during the night. The third risk appears when you sleep with your blankets covering your head. It's a habit many of us developed when we were young to feel warm or isolated and kept without reconsidering it, even though aging changes how the brain tolerates reduced oxygen. When you cover your head, the air you breathe becomes lower in oxygen and higher in carbon dioxide. This happens slowly without you noticing. During deep sleep, your brain becomes highly sensitive to even slight drops in oxygen. With less oxygen available, the blood becomes thicker and circulates less efficiently, increasing the risk of clot formation. In older adults, This risk is even higher because circulation is naturally slower and blood vessels are less flexible. If you're concerned that certain sleep positions may affect your circulation, it's important to remember that the goal isn't to sleep cold or unprotected. What truly matters is allowing air to flow freely while you rest. If you need to block light or noise to sleep better, you can do so without covering your breathing area. An eye mask or earplugs are safer alternatives. If you've recently been waking up with headaches, unusual fatigue, or a heavy sensation in your head, this habit may be worth revisiting. Your brain needs fresh air at night just as much as it needs restorative sleep. But ventilation isn't the only thing that influences your health while you sleep. The way you position your body can also create circulation problems. The fourth risk appears when you sleep sitting in a recliner or chair. This is very common among older adults dealing with joint pain, reflux, or breathing difficulty. It may feel comfortable and safe, but when this becomes your regular substitute for a bed, the risk of circulation problems rises silently. Sleeping upright causes blood to pool in the legs for long periods. In older adults, this slows circulation and makes clot formation more likely. When you move in the morning or shift positions, those clots can travel. In addition, sleeping seated disrupts how the body regulates blood pressure during deep sleep. Instead of stabilizing, your pressure may swing up and down, placing extra strain on the brain's most delicate vessels. Taking short naps in a chair is not a problem. The risk appears when the recliner becomes your usual place to sleep through the night. If you need to sleep with your torso elevated, a firm wedge or adjustable bed provides much safer alignment than a chair that bends your body into unhealthy angles. And while your overall posture matters, the place where pressure builds also plays an important role. The fifth risk appears when you sleep on your side with your arm tucked underneath your head or pillow. This position is very common among older adults because it feels cozy and familiar. However, it puts constant pressure on the blood vessels and nerves that connect to the brain. Keeping your arm trapped under your body reduces circulation in the shoulder and neck. That sustained pressure affects both the arteries that carry blood to the brain and the veins that return it. Over the hours, blood flow slows down and pressure increases. When you're young, the vessels recover quickly, but after 50, they take longer to return to normal. What used to cause only temporary tingling can now become an added burden on your nighttime circulation. Many people wake up with numbness or a weak arm and think it's simply part of aging, but that's not always the case. Sometimes it's a sign that their sleep position is affecting circulation. Small adjustments can make a big difference. Keeping your arms forward or resting them on a pillow prevents the vessels from being compressed. Maintaining proper neck alignment also helps blood reach and leave the brain naturally. If sustained pressure can be harmful, disruptions in continuous rest can also alert us to other risks. I remember one of my patients, Patricia, who felt exhausted every morning. She told me her arm would feel dead, as she described it, and her head felt heavy. We reviewed her sleep position and discovered she always slept with her arm folded under the pillow. We made a few changes, and within days she told me she felt much better. Sometimes the simplest adjustments become the most important ones. Now, the sixth risk appears when sleep quality is poor, marked by constant movement throughout the night. Many older adults believe nighttime restlessness is a natural part of aging, but in reality, it may be a sign that circulation is not stable while you sleep. Every time you change positions abruptly, blood flow to the brain shifts. And when arteries become stiffer with age, these repeated changes can prevent the brain from receiving steady oxygen. Unstable circulation increases the risk of clot formation. On top of that, disrupted sleep prevents blood pressure from following its natural rhythm. Instead of gently dropping, it can rise unexpectedly. This pattern is common among people who experience morning circulation problems. Nighttime restlessness shouldn't be seen as a nuisance but as valuable information. Improving sleep stability through proper posture, hydration, and a calmer environment can help reduce this strain on the brain. And finally, there's a habit many people overlook simply because it happens before bedtime. The seventh risk comes from lying down immediately after a heavy meal or after drinking alcohol. While it may feel relaxing, especially as we age, the body no longer handles digestion and nighttime circulation the same way. Heavy meals draw blood toward the digestive system, temporarily reducing blood flow to the brain. Alcohol also disrupts blood pressure regulation and hydration. In older adults, this combination creates unstable circulation during the night. Blood pressure may rise without you noticing, especially in the early morning hours, when the risk of cerebrovascular events tends to be higher. It's not dramatic or sudden, it's subtle and builds over time. Giving your body enough time between dinner, drinks, and bedtime allows everything to rebalance. Staying hydrated and consuming food and alcohol in moderation supports safer nighttime circulation. And now that you know the postures and habits that may affect your health, it's essential to understand which sleep positions can actually help you rest better after 50. The way you sleep affects not only comfort but also your breathing, circulation, spinal alignment, and your brain's ability to recover during the night. If you're concerned that the way you sleep may be affecting your circulation and overall health after 50, I want to explain the positions that can truly help you rest more safely. For most older adults, side sleeping is one of the most beneficial options. This position supports a more natural alignment of the spine, makes breathing easier, and reduces pressure on joints and organs. It also allows gravity to assist circulation instead of working against it. Placing a pillow between your knees can help keep your hips and pelvis aligned, reducing strain on the lower back. Sleeping on your back with a slight elevation of the head is another suitable option, especially if you enjoy this position and don't have significant sleep apnea or severe reflux. A gentle incline helps keep your airway open and promotes more balanced blood flow between the heart and brain. A thin pillow that keeps the neck aligned with the spine can make a noticeable difference. And if it feels comfortable, placing a small pillow under your knees can help relax your back and support the natural curve of your lower spine. For most adults over 50, the key is avoiding a completely flat position. A mild elevation reduces the chance of restricted airflow and prevents gravity from negatively impacting circulation, especially if you already have some vascular stiffness or respiratory difficulty. Some people find a zero-gravity style sleep position very helpful, where both the torso and legs are slightly elevated. This helps the spine maintain its natural curves and reduces pressure on joints and blood vessels. Although research is still evolving, many professionals recognize that this gentle incline provides comfort without compromising circulation. In my practice, I've seen several patients benefit from this setup. I especially remember Ernesto, a 72-year-old man who woke up every morning with heavy legs. He tried a slightly elevated position, and after just 1 week, he told me his mornings felt completely different. But I want you to keep something very clear. There is no perfect sleep position for everyone. The best position is the one that keeps your head, neck, and back in natural alignment, allows effortless breathing, and avoids unnecessary pressure on arteries and veins for hours at a time. Simple adjustments like moving your pillow, placing one under your legs, or slightly elevating the head of your bed can significantly improve nighttime circulation and reduce strain on your body. As with any sleep change, it may take a few nights to adapt. But small efforts, like trying to sleep on your side with proper support or elevating your head a few inches, often improve sleep depth and help your brain recover more effectively. When you sleep well, your brain restores blood flow, clears waste, and supports essential functions like memory and mental clarity. Today's message isn't meant to scare you, but to give you awareness. We've gone through 7 nighttime habits that can increase the risk of circulation problems as the years go by. They don't appear suddenly, they develop slowly. Your sleep position, your airflow, the stability of your rest, your nighttime routine, everything matters more after 50 because your body changes, and understanding this helps you take better care of yourself. The most important thing is that you're not powerless. There is always something you can adjust. Small changes can make a tremendous difference. Taking care of your sleep posture is a way of protecting your brain, your independence, and your daily well-being. And I'd like to know which habit stood out to you the most. You can share it in the comments. Your experiences help others who are going through the same thing. And before I go, I want to invite you, if this content has helped you, to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, share this video with someone who needs it, and leave us a comment. You'll find new content here every day, always created to support you and help you improve your health in a practical and meaningful way. I also want to warmly invite you to thank God for life, for the opportunity to learn, and for giving us the wisdom to care for our bodies. Each day is a new opportunity to improve and make choices that bring us closer to a fuller, healthier life. On this channel with Dr. Gabriel Mina, we are deeply grateful to walk alongside you as you build healthier habits. Tomorrow we'll have a new video, and I'll be here waiting for you. It will be a pleasure to join you again as we continue strengthening your health and well-being.